Hey guys, it's Maddie. So I know I posted last night, but it's 9:02 at night and I decided that I wanted to do a little story time, I guess, about the situation with my daughter and I. There is some trigger warnings in this, so please watch at your own risk. So we're gonna go way back to 2021 when flash forward 9 months. My daughter was 9 months old when her father and I became homeless. I was working 3 jobs at the time and taking care of a 9-month-old by myself. I was in a relationship with the father, a very steady-ish one. He had recently lost his job in the oil field. I worked at 2 different fast food places and I worked at a gas station. It was like my first gas station job ever. Well, anyway, I'm doing that for a few months. I had enough for the rent, just barely. He spent over half of it on video games. Now, out of respect for the male, I'm not going to include his name. So he'll just be known as Baby Daddy in this video for me. He spent over half of that money on video games. Within the next 10 days, we got an eviction notice. Obviously, I could not pay it whatsoever. Neither could he, obviously. So his mother came up to me with an offer. Now, I will start this right off the bat. I think back then I made the right decision for that, because this was when I was about to start hitting the negative winters, because we got evicted in about August 2021. And since we got evicted in August 2021, his mother, like I said, had offered and said, hey, if you would like, I can take your daughter in. And now I wanted my daughter to be safe. This woman promised she would give me my kid back. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Back then, I was pretty much 20. Basically just hit 21. Sorry guys, this is kind of hard for me to admit, because, yeah. I let them take my daughter. I let my baby daddy's parents take my daughter, so she had shelter. Baby daddy and I were homeless for pretty much over almost a year, until I met a really good friend I worked with. I really appreciated this friend. He's one of my best friends now, so. But he was just a stranger to me back then, and he let me into his home. Me and my baby daddy into his home. Because for some reason, I stuck around my baby daddy. You know, I couldn't tell you guys why I did. I can't even explain it. I feel like that's what love does do to you sometimes. But at the same time, sometimes love is not enough. And the father and I should have just been done years ago, even before that, but we weren't. That's a story for another time. Anyway, continuing, my best friend, who was a stranger at the time, let us live with him. My baby daddy got kicked out about, I believe it was like 6 or 7 months in. And this was the first time we broke up. After being together for years, because he was my first real relationship out in the world. I'm telling you guys, high school relationships in the adult world, very difficult to keep. And it's a lot harder because you got more obstacles and you basically have no space for one another. But anyway, I was allowed to have my daughter over at my best friend's place. He let me have our kid, though barely knowing me. He knew I paid all the bills I sent to him, whereas my baby daddy would just play video game after video game after video game. This stranger, who he's now my best friend, like I said, was one of the ones that taught me the way I was getting treated by my baby daddy wasn't okay at all. I knew he would hit or slap me if dinner wasn't made, things like that. It's not very fun to admit that things like that did happen. Now, I'm not excusing my baby daddy for hurting me like that. Took me some time to learn, but he does have a split person. He has DID. For many of you that don't know, that's a dissociate disorder, like personality thing. He has, I'll put a thing like right here for you guys. But yeah, I'm not excusing his behavior, but sometimes he just wasn't right in the head, I guess, if that makes sense. There were also times, say I was wearing shorts, he would get mad if I was talking to my new roommates back then in just shorts and a t-shirt. And if I was gone too long, he would come lurking. Sometimes I think I deserve the abuse, because I did cheat on this man. But in the end, no matter what anybody did, no matter what mistakes you may have made, no one deserves to be hit. And once he got kicked out, I started seeing my daughter a bit more, having her alternate weeks, even though technically I could have just taken her back. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't. Maybe out of fear. I don't really know. Pretty sure it was out of fear. And then I heard the grandparents were moving to Greeley. Now, what I should have done was call the cops and press kidnapping charges, because they did that without my permission. But I didn't. And I can't tell you guys for the life of me why I didn't. Now, this may make me seem like a bad mom or a crappy mom, whatever. I honestly couldn't tell you what was going through my head back then. I struggled quite a bit with addiction to alcohol for a little bit. The only times I did not drink was when I was with my kid. which is not a good thing because I learned from my therapist later on that it just wasn't good. Even though I did take care of my daughter, all that, but as soon as she was gone, I had a bottle in my hand. Majority of the time, some of the company I kept wasn't good. Granted, I did keep all that away from my kid. I am thankful for the first year that these grandparents took care of my daughter. But after a year, I was in a stable household. Sure, it was with roommates, but I still had a roof over my head. I still could provide her food, everything. Provide everything a child would need, a kid would need. But you want to know what these grandparents told me? I wasn't ready to be a parent. But thinking on it back then, who are they to tell me that? Who are they to tell me that? That's for me to decide. Anyway, flash forward to now. Back in July, they sent me serving papers because I told them I would not give my daughter up or give them my rights whatsoever. They took me to court. I lost half of my rights, and I am on this parenting plan that sets me up for failure. I don't have a car. I don't have a license. I take buses everywhere where I walk. I don't want this to be a thing anymore. I just can't. They technically broke it. So, first 2 months I did visit my daughter according per parenting plan because it's like 2 sessions or whatever. Until I'm not showing you guys the court papers because that is personal information, so I am telling you about it. Anyway, I never made it to phase 2. I have been stuck in phase 1 since November, even though I completed it November, December. And then my work schedule changed, but that is not in the court papers saying that they can switch or revoke the plan if my work schedule changed. My work wasn't on it. But they did, and I really don't know what to do with that half the time. I try my best to be a good mother to my daughter. It's hard to see. A lot of my friends help me with my struggles of missing her, because I do miss that little girl. She is my heart and soul. That's why in some of my videos and my shorts, y'all will see me in a different house. That's basically the grandparents' house. And parenting plan step 1, phase 1, however you call it, is meant that I spend Sunday nights at their place, Monday, Tuesday, and halfway on Wednesday. And I don't even feel comfortable in that house, you guys, at all. I didn't know I would have been able to deny this parenting plan. But it is what it is now. And I'm trying to complete this parenting plan so I can get my daughter back. But yeah. If you guys have any more questions about any of this, let me know in the comments. I'm not gonna bother editing this video. There's literally no point. This is me speaking honestly. Yeah, anyway. See you.